Hey y'all, and welcome to the Birmingham real estate market update. COVID-19. This is the 16th week of us going through and keeping you updated on the Birmingham real estate market week by week. And we're looking at the number of sales that are happening each week and how that compares to the previous year. And we're also kind of keeping you updated on the inventory picture and how that is changing. And then this week we're going to do something a little bit different that involves research that actually somebody who watches the show has asked me if I knew anything about, and I couldn't find it until this week. So I found some information on generational shifts and where people are moving based on age groups. And this is data that comes from Realty.com, and I'll show you a little bit more about how that works, but I think it's interesting and I wanted to share it. So my name is Rob Drum. I'm a real estate broker at eXp Realty here in Birmingham. My contact information is in the description below. I'd love it if you'd reach out with any feedback. If you have any real estate questions or something I can help with, I'd love to be of service any way I can. And I'd love it if you would subscribe to this show. I'm doing this every week, trying to keep people updated on our market and keep everyone informed and on top of the news also. So this week we had 308 closings, and that stacks up to the previous, the same week the previous year at 316. So this will probably get revised higher and be looking pretty strong relative to the same period last year. This is kind of a drop off, because of the holiday, July 4th holiday. There's a little bit less closings in this period, I think. So little drop off, but relatively looking pretty strong. And then when I went back and looked at the previous week, and those numbers kind of got revised higher as more closings got registered on our MLS. That looks really good. 841 versus 695 for the same week the previous year. So closings hopefully starting to come back and kind of overcompensate for the drop off we had during the lockdown. So I think that's a great sign. Looking good there. On the inventory, we had a little bit of a change up this week. We've been seeing it drop. The number of active listings available on the market have been dropping every week for the last at least 12 weeks. And this week we had a pretty strong uptick. About 80 more available listings are on our MLS right now. That's good if you're looking for a home, more options. If you're an agent helping people look for a home, it's also good because there's just more available homes for you to get under contract and help people buy. So I think that's a really strong sign. Hopefully we continue to see more listings coming on the market as people get comfortable and kind of adjust to this post-lockdown situation. Hopefully we continue to come out of it. And then the contingent listings, these are properties that are under contract. We've been seeing that number climb pretty much the same period. Last 12 weeks or so, it's been climbing. Had a little drop off last week and then it bounced back this week. So on the whole, I think inventory, there's a little bit of a shift going on now. Closings are starting to come back. People are starting to ease up in terms of feeling ready to make a move that, they've been wanting to make, or there may be some pent-up demand for buying and selling that's going to hopefully help our inventory picture. So the other thing that I wanted to kind of shift gears here, the other thing that I wanted to show y'all is this research that I found. And what it is it's going to tell you information about, based on people's age, how many people, where they're living, what zip codes are they living, which it kind of compares Birmingham to other areas. So here's Birmingham, and they kind of have this chart of each age demographic and how they kind of compare to relative to like the national average. How do you compare? So really the only interesting thing on this chart is the 18 to 24 age group, where a lot higher percentage of purchasing than on average. And I think part of that is that we're very affordable. If you look at these other markets that have that age group really high, you see Cincinnati, Grand Rapids, Michigan, Indianapolis, Louisville. These are all Virginia Beach. These are all mostly fairly affordable markets, which when you're younger, it makes it easier to afford. And so let's go ahead and pass that. It keeps, for some reason, it like resets on me and I have to go back like that. So let me get it back to Birmingham. So this is, and this is all based on mortgage originations. So they get your age when you buy a home, and they use that data here, and they kind of share it with to create this index. And this is actually older information. It's from first quarter 2020. So hopefully they'll update it soon. But I think it's still interesting to see where the data shows people moving. So this is the 18 to 24-year-old demographic. You can see kind of a lot on the fringes of Birmingham. The city center is right about in here. So you can see a lot of activity in the younger generation out kind of on the fringes. And then as you get into kind of the prime 25 to 34 and 35 to 44, based on this information, is the majority of home buyers. And it's actually, I guess it's technically the majority of mortgage originations. So if you're paying cash for a home, you won't show up, your data won't show up in this, but the majority of people are purchasing with a mortgage. And so this is pretty good information to look at. I would say this one, based on just my experience as a realtor, these are pretty accurate zip codes that seem to be hot in this age demographic. So, if you're an agent who's looking to work with a specific age demographic, you feel like you kind of fit well with them. That's actually what inspired this research, is somebody asked me about if a certain age demographic was moving in a certain place and how could I find that. So I think this will hopefully be helpful. And then if you're looking to move to Birmingham or move in Birmingham and trying to figure out, where a good place to live that, with your similar age demographics, or what a particular area is like, this could be good information, good data for you to try to figure that out. And then you can also go and look at generationally. So millennials, Gen X, boomers, greatest generation, Gen Z. It's kind of just a different way to break down ages and look at markets and zip codes that has the same data. So that's really it. Thank you all for watching. My name is Rob.h.drum, and I do this every week. I'd love it if you would subscribe, and I will see you next week. Thank you.